you guys are doing good. I've been wanting to do another type of reading video because I really like psychic work. I think, the work I need to be doing, and it's the work that I like the most and I feel is the most impactful to people. And it's probably the thing I can see myself doing forever. But I lately have felt really burned out with tarot and tarot cards. I have been for like a while, I feel like, and since I've been doing readings and selling readings, I sell more psychic readings and mediumship readings where I don't need to use cards or anything. And those tend to be my more accurate readings. Those are the ones I enjoy more. So I'm not too sure how this will work, but I want to do psychic messages, like pick a group, I guess, rather than pick a card readings. So what I'm going to do is just going to act like I'm having a psychic reading and you're here. And I'm going to have 3 groups that you can choose from. I don't have any objects, and I think that you should just try to follow your intuition. And this is a good way to start. There's no wrong answer. Just choose what sounds best to you, what you feel most comfortable with, which number makes the biggest impression. So choose message 1, message 2, or message 3. Whenever you're ready, just pick the timestamp in the description, or I'll put it in the comments as well. It'll take you to your portion of the reading. Also the message today that I want to focus on is, what is the purpose behind your struggle? What is the silver lining? So I'm going to try and look at, what are you dealing with? What's standing out as your struggle? And then what is the point of this? How you're going to get through it? And the outcome, I think. So let's see how it goes. Okay, group 1. So I'm just going to act as if you're just one person and we're having a session. This is how I would do a session. This is how I do sessions for people. So I don't know if I'm going to have my eyes closed the whole time. We'll just have to see. But first I'm just going to ground myself. And I'm reaching out to the collective energy that is watching this video. There are a group of people who have decided to listen to the message in section 1, or the first message that I have. And I would like to connect to those people. I'd like to connect to their energy right now. And I would like those energies to collectively decide what message they need to hear. What struggle is going on? What is taking up your time and energy that feels like a weight or feels like a block? And then I would like the energy of these people to let me know what the purpose is of this trial, of this difficulty. Okay. So the first message I'm seeing is, it looks like there's a lot of housing issues, specifically for a group of people who are watching. To the point where I think specifically I'm seeing cosmetic issues, like you're dealing a lot with home renovation, fixing appliances, like rearranging a lot of things in your home. Now, if this doesn't relate to you, hold on, just wait, because the symbolism of this as well can extend into the house. Spiritually and symbolically represents us, our soul, our mind mostly, and this relates, I think, to there's like some really deeply rooted changes that you're going through that have to do with deep in your psyche. These are things related to family and ancestry. So if you're not one of the people who's very physically right now rearranging your home and struggling with those things, then symbolically and energetically, this is the meaning, is that even if you are actually redecorating your home, this also symbolically could be relating to you. There's some really deep-rooted messages in your subconscious that are starting to come up. And I feel like this is being expressed a lot by sort of like an energy of denial. It's really hard for you to accept what's going on around you right now. I think more so than maybe your peers, you're being really affected by what is happening in the world socially, and you've wanted to not socially, but like the pandemic, the destruction, the massive tower moment we're experiencing. The tower in tarot is an explosion, destruction, starting over. I think you may have felt really sensitive to these experiences and changes, and you may not be feeling a lot of empathy from people around you, and because of this you're recoiling a lot into yourself, but the space like you're trying to revisit isn't safe anymore. Something about your outer world has changed, so your inner world has changed as well. So you're trying to go back to using routines and beliefs and coping mechanisms that aren't soothing to you anymore. It could even be something where like I'm hearing like I think it's this Morrissey, the song That Joke Isn't Funny Anymore. That joke isn't funny anymore. So something that was working isn't working. For some people, I'm seeing specifically like certain foods or like snacks that you always enjoyed, maybe that are related to nostalgia. They aren't hitting the same way. They aren't providing a connection to like your inner child and security anymore. I keep seeing too, like, I don't know what this is related to, but I keep seeing a dark-haired woman with no bangs. She has her hair pulled back and like a tight ponytail, and she's in like the basement area of this home that I keep seeing. And it's this really like lurking, uncomfortable energy. So I feel like someone specifically is dealing right now with predatory energy of like a neighbor or an aunt or someone. Like if this is your message, then this would be like an aunt on your father's side, or some neighbor that isn't well. Something's going on with an imbalance with this person. I don't feel like this is a spirit. I feel like it's someone who like is displeased with the changing of this home. So if this is you, if this home message, the house I'm seeing, if that relates to you in terms of like your mind and your spirit, and you're like, yeah, that's what I'm dealing with, is like, this is an internal change. Like I'm trying to go back to what feels safe, and there's nothing there now. I'm feeling panicked. Then this dark-haired energy, like maybe there isn't a woman like that in your life, but somehow, some way, there's this energy that's being represented by a woman with dark hair, and it's pulled back in a tight ponytail, and it looks like she's wearing like a white tank top, and she's hanging around this basement energy. There's some type of like uncomfortable fear-based energy that has to do with like reproduction. I'm sorry, I feel like I sound so crazy, but there could be some wounding that's been passed down in your family. If this isn't like a neighbor who's bothering you, who is irritated that you've taken over this home, or yeah, if it's something where like I feel like there's some group of people that they have moved into a home recently that was like a past loved one, or like the person died and you've taken over the home, and there's a neighbor or something who has issues with this, has issues with like the change in the neighborhood. Maybe they think you're gentrifying the neighborhood. They see you as having more money and coming into a poorer area. There's some disdainment with them. And then in the emotional sense, I feel like some people be having a lot of fears related to like their fertility, feeling secure, because like there's just a lack of security, like a lack of feeling safe. If this woman is representing like sexual energy or like reproductive energy to me, That's like your sacral energy. That is safe expression, essentially, like being able to authentically show who you are, um, in an unfiltered way. So there's like those two main messages to me, where some people are having a very physical, literal issue with their homes. They've moved into new spaces. They're trying to rebuild their space, make their space their own, and they're experiencing issues building or finding more and more problems. It's taking longer for this place to feel like home. For some other people, there could be a neighbor or someone around you that this is someone you would know about, is someone that you would already be aware of that you're dealing with, where it feels like a spiteful woman who has issues with the fact that you're in this space now. And then for other people, I feel like there's a message that spiritually and emotionally and mentally, you are uprooting a lot of really deep old messages that have probably been passed down to you that you didn't even realize were passed down, things that have just become part of your subconscious. And there's something about the lack of togetherness that you're witnessing in the world, the way that people are responding to the pandemic, the way that people are separating instead of coming together, has made you feel really isolated. And you're trying to retreat into yourself, but it doesn't feel safe, and you can't get back to that safe space that you used to have. It's like you've outgrown it, or it's a different shape, or it's just not comfortable anymore. So let me find out, what is the point of this struggle? I think for most people, this has to do with bringing in new things. What I'm seeing is boats, like ships, coming to land. Of course, as an American, my imagery is like Plymouth Rock, so that's not the best imagery to think of, you know, in terms of what happened after people arrived. But there is this broader message outside of, like, you know, my social justice experience with having issues with pilgrims, you know. But anyway, there's like this message of something's coming in and has been coming in that you haven't even noticed yet. There is an energy coming toward you, and you're being pushed into like a hanged man energy in tarot. That's sort of like a suspension. You are flipped in an uncomfortable way, and it's a situation you can't do anything about right now. You've been put in pause by the universe, and you can be watching things around you, but you're not in a place where you can really evaluate them super clearly. It's just where the messages haven't clicked. So there's like something that's been brewing, some type of information that is coming toward you soon that you, I think, earlier wouldn't have been capable of really understanding or like taking it in. It could be like an opportunity you would have missed if you hadn't have had this current experience you're having. There's something where it's important for you to have this discomfort right now, because this challenge will bring in a different opportunity. You need to specifically be dealing with these renovations, these deep psychological changes, these questions you have about your upbringing, about what security means to you, this possible neighbor who is causing issues, or aunt or relative. It's important. They're attached to something. Yeah, it feels like this is all attached back to like what that symbolism is of whoever that dark-haired woman is. I keep seeing that she is like really tied to some type of distasteful, outdated energy, something where it's like forcing you to do something over and over again that isn't working for you anymore. So there's some struggle, that the struggle is tied to doing something the same way over and over again that needs to change. So this is sort of like a repetition of some type of karma, I would assume, because I keep seeing this woman. Typically that would make me think of like a karmic relationship you have. something that you have to get through and express to clear the energy so that you can move on or bring in opportunities. It's just that this is lagging energy, and these this could be linked to a lot of people through ancestry, through you know what, people in our family sometimes just have garbage they don't deal with, and they pass it down, they pass it down, they pass it down. So I have a lot of responsibilities in my ancestral line to discharge a lot of our karma and to confront a lot of things that my ancestors didn't. And you may have that challenge too. Even if like you're doing home renovations, this is all like linked to something from your past needs to come up and get expelled. So something I'm doing, like I've been told a lot, I've been getting a lot of messages from my own beliefs in psychic work, to burn a candle to let something go. You can, I'm speaking a lot, sorry. You can light a candle, meditate in front of it, and just imagine whatever you need to let go. You don't have to visualize it, but just imagine a mist floating off of you into this candle, and just decide that that mist is everything you need to release and let go. I will say that I think a lot of this energy for the first group is like still building up. So I don't really feel like there's going to be any major changes to your situation until probably October starts. I feel like 2 more weeks at least before you may start to see some type of opportunity come in. Let me see what opportunity it is. I feel like for some people there's an argument that needs to come to a head if there's been something you've been avoiding, if it is specifically with a dark-haired woman. This is going to come up in the next 2 weeks, and then there'll be some type of relief that follows that, it seems. I think it's going to be different for every person, but it could just be the situation finally coming to a head so you can expose or clear things. If this has to do with home renovations again, then that would say there could be one more thing that needs to get all the way out, like maybe one more issue that you've been dealing with or that you'll find. I hate to give any bad news, but there could be something, or maybe something you found as part of a larger thing, and then that will become apparent, it'll be expelled, you'll get rid of it, and then you have room for new things. So I feel like this can be a really painful transition for a lot of people, to just have to deal with whatever is supposed to be filling this void that's like being left by things being taken out. It's like a wound getting cleaned out and refreshed so that it can finally heal is sort of the energy. So I'm going to send just like some vibes, I guess, your way, just to hopefully clarify the message for you and to help you feel protected and to feel safe and to manifest what it is you need in your life. So let's see. So for everyone who's watching group 1, and if this message has resonated with you, I'm sending light to all of you. The light is something that can be added to your aura, and it simply enhances the strengths that you already have. Just asking that there is space made available for whatever needs to come in, and that the things that need to leave will be able to leave easily, and the challenges won't be too difficult, hopefully. Okay. So that's my message for group 1. I hope they made sense or resonated with at least somebody out there. I don't know what my messages mean, but that's just what I felt like I had to tell everyone. So I hope you liked it, and if you did, we can be friends on social media. I have everything in my description, and if you want your own personal reading, that information's in the description too. Thanks. Hi, group 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to act as if I'm giving a reading to one individual person, and I might close my eyes throughout the reading. I might not. We'll just have to see what I do. So what I'm going to do first is connect to every person who's choosing to watch Pile 2. No matter where they are in time and space, if it's yet to happen, if it's already happened, I'm going to connect to those people's energy. And I'm going to ground that energy for all of us so that we get a nice, clear message. And I would like the energy from group 2 to decide what message I need to tell them about their current struggle. What is the difficulty that you're facing right now? What is it that you need answers on and guidance in? I don't know, this is super specific, but the first image I just keep seeing someone hitting their knee over and over again. Like, it looked like a little girl going home, scraping her knee very badly. I think a lot of people in this group are dealing with aggressiveness. This could really be linked to a long pattern you've had with someone where they've carried a more dominant energy towards you and like a more bullying energy, and that's something that's still sticking around. It feels a lot like a little sibling and a big sibling, or a big brother, a bully. I also think there's like a lot of microaggressions this group's experiencing, where you really genuinely feel like people don't like you and that people are angry at you and people are, maybe someone was trying to say something about you and you heard them, because this is like a very childish, mean energy. It's a really violent feeling energy where, yeah, something just came out of nowhere and surprised you and it hurt pretty badly. Now maybe someone in this group did actually get a surprise injury, an unexpected injury. If that's you, I would say like the what I'm seeing specifically is knee injuries, like left knee injuries. Something, yeah. I don't want to go into detail about what it looks like. Yeah, for other people, this has to do with, I don't know, there's just like either one big thing happened or there's lots of like microaggressions, like lots of sharp, painful messages that have been thrown at you. So you could be getting harassed. If this is somebody who you're getting unwanted anonymous messages on social media. It feels a lot like, yeah, someone who feels excluded, someone who feels picked on, but in a very childish schoolyard way, where you've been excluded by people who you valued, who are exposing their lack of value to you. That was a lot faster of a message than the last one. What is the point of this horrible experience? I think this also is some old karma where you just need to finish out this cycle with this person or whoever has been harassing you, or whatever source these microaggressions are coming from. You need to just ignore them. I think that's really the best solution. I mean, I don't know. Are they supposed to fight back? Outside of setting a clear boundary and standing up for yourself, I wouldn't do much more than that if you even want to. Like, I don't think anyone ever deserves to hear it. I mean, like, no one, you don't owe people explanations, especially if they've been harassing you or bullying you. So if you don't want to stonewall this person, then at least set a clear boundary. I would really avoid dipping into the same type of attack or fighting fire with fire. That looks like it would really backfire on you, because this is karma and you need to leave this situation. Yeah. So maybe this has been like a tit for tat. Maybe like you used to get them and they get you, and like it just got out of control. Maybe this is a frenemy situation. Maybe these aren't people that you ever truly befriended, but you wanted to, and they just were always shitty to you. Don't fall into, I'm seeing like the Wheel of Fortune or the world. Like, don't fall into the trap. Like, you're on a karmic wheel right now. This is a lesson. Have more pride in yourself than you would have in being right. Just accept that you are correct in your world. You're doing what is the very best for you. And don't engage with this person. This isn't something you can win. You can't win this fight. That's just the message. Like, this isn't something to win. And maybe right now it looks like you could win this and you could get everyone to come back to your side or whatever it is. I don't see that. This is something that you just need to cut ties from. Stop giving into it. That's how you'll win, is by this person exposing themselves as who they are, their mask slipping, and people choosing to see reality. Don't get too overwhelmed, I think, right now by trying to like get a bunch of people on your side or get a lot of people to tell you you're right. If someone is making you feel uncomfortable, you need to step away from the entanglement you have with them. I think that, yeah, this is just someone who's trying to feed off of your energy by irritating you. This person probably has jealousy issues towards you, or they're envious of something that you have or that they assume you have. Usually people are envious of things that we don't even truly possess. It's just what they project onto us. So you may be like, I don't know why this bitch has a problem with me because I've never said anything to them. Well, don't say anything. It doesn't matter. Like, it's just something where I think you need to feel the emotions you have toward it. Like, yeah, this sucks. Yeah, I don't like people talking shit about me. Yeah, it's not fair. Yeah, it's not the truth. But don't play into this game. Whatever is going on with this person or this group of people who are being aggressive, don't play into this. Let this, it'll dry up and you will be able to walk away from it. Because in the beginning, the imagery I saw was like the Six of Wands, which is someone who is leaving after a successful battle. Like, they're coming home to a homecoming. It have a lot to do with pride. Like, you will keep your pride. You'll remain proud of yourself by not stooping to someone's level. I think also, I think it's going to take a long time for people to come around to this and maybe realize what was going on. So don't expect justice super quickly. I think you'll feel better pretty much immediately as soon as you leave the situation. I feel like maybe in like 4 months or something, then people will start to be like, hey, like, what was all that stuff that happened, like, you know, in September between you and this person? Or like, what was this person doing? Like, are you guys friends? And then I think you'll have a better platform to discuss things. I think that this person needs to like get found out on their own. You don't have to be the whistleblower. I think you just need to step out of this situation. So I guess that's it. It's a pretty direct message. It either resonates with you or it didn't. And if it didn't make any sense to you, don't go around looking for there to be someone against you. Then this just wasn't your message. And like, your intuition is more important than what I say. So trust your intuition. And I hope that helped. If it was relevant, If you want to be friends, I have social media information in the description. And if you want to get a reading from me, I also have that information in the description too. Thanks. Bye. Hi, group 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically pretend like you're just one person in front of me, and I'm going to do what I do when I give readings. I may have my eyes closed or not, I'm not sure. We'll just have to see what happens. So I'd like to connect to every person who's watching Pile 3. Every person who, no matter where in time or space they are, if it's in the past or the present or the future, wherever this energy is coming from, I would just like to connect to it, and I'd like to ask these energies to decide what is the struggle that they are facing. What message do you need me to convey about your struggle? What is the most accurate information? What is it that's bothering you the most that you need guidance on? So what I'm seeing for this group is, the imagery I'm seeing is a man on a tractor riding off. He's leaving a farm and he's going on a main road. So I think this group is struggling with moving on to probably a more traditional, like a more traditional approach. I think this group is a group of people who have identified a lot with being themselves, being very unique. There's probably a lot of Aquarians in this group. Sagittariuses are probably in this group. The signs that are need to be true to themselves or they'll die. Like, these are people who, I have to do what's right for me, to the point where it may cause issues for other people or for society, because I really need to do what's right. It's not an arrogance, or pride. It's like I have a very clear path, and I may not even know what it is, but I know when I'm going against it, and I need to follow my path. Well, I feel like for a long time you've been working on something sort of behind the scenes. You've been, if you have like a specific hobby or interest, or maybe you're an entrepreneur, you've been trying to build some type of business and go forward with it. It's time for you to start going forward. You spent enough time harvesting and growing. It's time to face your challenges. I think the challenge is stagnation. You feel very stagnant. You're like, nothing's happening. What's happening? What's going on? Well, I relate to this a ton. This could be my message. Maybe this is the one meant for me. Sometimes, we really want to work on something, and it's really important to us, and it's really special. And unless we know exactly what path will guarantee success, we don't want to risk putting it out there in front of people. We don't want it to get hurt or destroyed. But I think you need to see where you are right now as like a prototype. You have built these experiences. You've built an understanding of what it is you want to do, and you may not feel ready. You may be like, no, there's still some kinks I want to work out. No, there's still like this or that I need to change or alter. It's ready now. You're ready. You don't have to keep working on it. Start putting yourself out there. Start taking judgments from people. See how well this can hold up. Can this hold water? And I think it will, and it can hold water. I think it can hold water. I don't know, water. It can hold water, and you've, I think, prepared something, maybe even over prepared. And you may be surprised that like maybe there's scenarios that you've built up in your head that you need to be prepared for, and you may begin this work and be more public about it, and you realize you won't even encounter those issues that you sort of like over planned. This is an energy that's familiar to me because I'm a Capricorn, but I have Mars and Aries. We're in Mars and Aries now in retrograde, unfortunately. So a lot of this push energy, this like I can do this energy, like I want to do this Knight of Wands the fiery knight who rushes in. A lot of it's getting turned around, and you may feel like you're being held and like spinning your wheels in place, or you may be too afraid to make moves or to push through something. It just doesn't feel like the right time, waiting for the right moment, the right feeling, when everything is perfect. This is not going to happen. There isn't a perfect door that'll open in this situation. What I'm seeing though is that the door is open. You haven't noticed it yet, but it's open. It's there. It's there. Just go ahead and walk through it. Start posting your art. Start posting those videos on YouTube if you want. Start posting the music you've been making. Make a SoundCloud or something. You don't have to share it with anyone yet. Like, you can give yourself a little bit more time if you really need to. I understand. But it's time to put yourself out there. The work you're doing is going to be noticed. And this is the time. It's time to do this. You need to do this. That's the message. Like, your struggle is stagnation. The block is something self-imposed. They're not ready. I'm not ready. No one will understand. No one will accept what I'm doing. You need to figure out who will, who won't accept it. It's time to start putting it out there and to have a patience, I think, towards yourself. Is there any other message for group 3? I just feel like for a lot of you, this is really emphasizing October, emphasizing next month. If whenever you're watching this, for now, it's going to be October in a few weeks. I think that there's just a timing message of like, go ahead and start. Maybe don't expect too much too soon. Never expect too much. It's hard. I have really, really high expectations for myself. And every time I don't make, the president of the book club or whatever, I'm ready to quit reading books and burn down every library. That's just an example. But just like give it a try, Start putting your energy out there, and I think by mid-October through the rest of the month, you'll start to see more of a turnaround. That seems like more of a sweet spot for people in group 3, maybe like the 2nd, 3rd, 4th week of October. I think it's just time to just put it out there, give yourself some space for success or failure. Use the remainder of September as a way to just sort of experiment, make yourself a bit more public with what it is you want to do. And then I think you'll start to see that you fall into a tradition and momentum at more of the end, about a month from now, into like the end of October or so. I don't know. That's the message I have. I hope that it resonated. I hope it made sense. If it didn't make any sense to you, that's okay. Your intuition is more important than what I have to say. Always trust your intuition more than anything. But hopefully there was a little bit of a message in there for you. And if you want to be friends, you can follow my social media. I have all the information below in the description. And if you want your own reading, I can also do that. And that information's in the description too. Okay, I hope you have a good day, and I hope that message helped.